Wow, this is a big guy. He'll be up here someday. Thank you very much, Carson. Carson Carpenter, thank you.
We are the common cause, we are the common people, and we only put America first. Welcome back to the Common Cause. It is June 5th, Friday, June 5th, 2026. It is a pleasure to see you again. This is the second episode of this show, and we have an amazing one upcoming for you. We have a barn burner interview that will be coming up very shortly with a very prominent conservative figure. But first, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe on the Common Cause. Make sure to follow on all platforms. You can find the info down here on this ticker. But it is an amazing day. It is an amazing time to be alive, as always. And we have, like I said before, an amazing interview today with somebody that is a good friend of mine, somebody who has been through hell and back in this journey, and somebody who has shown immense courage going to college campuses, going to borderline war zones, and somebody who is going to help save the state of California one day. It's my honor to introduce my good friend, Ryley Niemi, to the show today. So thank you very much, Ryley, for coming on.
Hello, Carson. Of course. Yes. I'm here. I'm here on Carson's Credo. I'm going to take it over. The people are going to like me more than they like you. So
okay. That could be true. But Ryley, so thank you for coming on. And I see you got the maps in the background. I see you're in the war room as well. I'm in the war room. And It's been a long time. It's been about a week since I've seen you. Have you been holding up okay?
I've been holding up okay. My eyes a little bit hurt from the transgender attack, which they attacked me. I had a sign on my table that said transgenders are violent, written on there by Alex Stein. But the transgender attacked me because of that. So they did not prove me wrong. They actually proved me right. They proved me right.
It's so
Can you believe it.
It's so true. No, last time I saw Ryley, I was in the hospital with you, and I looked over at you and I said, Ryley, you've just turned into a punching bag recently. You've had multiple encounters of dealing with these violent people. When was your first violent encounter with a protester at one of your stops?
The very first day, April 1st,
Really?
2024, I was holding a sign that says, marriage equals one man, one woman, not two dudes. A transgender rolls down their window in the passenger seat. Their friend's making like a right turn. And he's like, why do you care? In their whatever weird voice. And I start talking to him very normally, and I'm explaining him the logic as I do. And out of nowhere, he had a large McDonald's cup filled with water with the lid on and everything, and he just threw it. None of the water came out. It just hit me like a brick right on my left eyeball. Right here. It didn't hit the outside. It hit the actual eyeball, and I had double vision for about 2 hours.
Jeez, that's crazy. I mean, what made you continue to want to do this after on the first day of making some type of change? You know, a lot of people do this politics thing for a long time. They don't do anything with it. They never take the slings and arrows of what they stand by with their word. What made you want to continue to do that?
Because I'm not gay.
Because you're not gay. Yeah, no, exactly. Ryley, what are you going to do for Pride Month? Are you going to go out every day to these campuses and just troll the gay people?
Well, Carson, every day for me is Pride Month. I like to take pride in what I do, defeating the transgenders and the homosexuals and their wicked plot to take over the children. Every day is Pride Day for me. I take pride in what I do.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of conservatives wouldn't even be able to say that, honestly. And no, I really appreciate that, Ryley. We need somebody out there to stand up to all this wickedness, this evilness that you see. Like, you go to these college campuses and it looks like these people are taken over or possessed by something, just with how they're looking. And if they're looking like that on the outside, like, what do you think they're going through on the inside?
Oh, yeah.
Mental illness. Yeah.
Yes. And these gays have a lot of things inside of them. A lot of things we shouldn't even talk about.
And speaking of mental illness, there was a certain couple in West Hollywood. Am I still here, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, good. there's a certain couple in West Hollywood that may or may have not had a mental illness because of how they attacked you after you went up and asked some simple questions, right? You showed up
Just a
that
guy
night.
asking questions. Yeah.
It's just a guy asking questions. I guess you can't do that in America anymore. You showed up, you started asking them questions. They were carrying a baby in the stroller. And Ryley, I would just like to give you time to give a little bit of a picture of that scene, and then we'll show the video clip of what ended up happening to you.
Well, basically, me, Carson, and Strider here are walking through the gays of West Hollywood. We're walking through the neighborhood. And we interview some people real quickly. It's too loud. There's music. We get to a street corner, and we see two men holding a baby in a clubbing area at 9 p.m. We're like, well, that's quite interesting, isn't it? So because I was like, they have their baby with them, and there's all these gay strippers walking around and drag queens. Like, that's not appropriate because all these gay men are crazy and I mean commit child molestation at higher rates. I go and ask them about that specific question. They get all upset. They think that I'm talking about them. And then I say, like, oh, don't you think it's weird you have a baby, but neither of you are a woman? Which obviously that is weird. It's not only is it weird, but it's wrong for two men to have a baby and neither of them are a woman. And so they get upset and they start pushing and shoving me. And I'm like, okay, guys, you know what? We're going to go. I don't even cuss at them. I tell all my soldiers, right, below me in rank, right? Remember that, Carson, okay?
Okay, look, you're the one that wanted to go to West Hollywood.
I'm like, all right, guys, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. This isn't good. This isn't good. Oh, Nathan Remillard was there too. But I'm like, all right, let's get out. And we promptly walk away 500 feet down the street, down Gay Boulevard, Santa Monica Boulevard, whatever it's called. And they follow us for 500 feet. We're at the street corner asking the security guard to call 911. And by the way, this is all on video. We're there. We're talking to the security guard. They come there. They start yelling at us. We're like, no, we're not leaving. You pushed us. We're waiting for the cops to show up. You pushed us pretty violently. And then out of nowhere, David Volan, out of nowhere, just jolts up to me. I turn around to get away because I'm not going to get into a fight with the baby 5 feet away from me because I don't want to hurt a baby. And so I retreat. I turn around and try to get away. He hits me in the back of the head 3 times. Nathan Remillard pulls him off. Then they run away because they realize they committed a crime. And then what do you know? I see him in handcuffs, and I'm like, yes, officer, that's the fella. That's the guy. So, yeah, I was left with a concussion for about maybe 2 weeks. My brain is a little slow. And, the district attorney dropped the charges. So they're off the hook. You can give somebody a concussion, $3,000 medical bill, break a $2,000 camera. Off the hook.
Off the hook. I mean, it's just Los Angeles lunacy. I mean, hopefully Spencer Pratt can pull out that election, but it's not looking good right now. And then we also have all of the video clip of what you just talked about to show everybody. And then we'll talk more about how the DA dropped those charges, because the DA of West Hollywood is just a joke, probably a gay joke as well.
LA
but
County.
LA County, yeah, probably a gay joke as well. Yeah, let's roll that clip of the entire interaction there.
Son or daughter or
son?
Awesome. And are you guys a couple?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. So, have you ever heard about the statistics coming out that gay men are statistically much more likely to commit child molestation?
No.
You've never heard about that before?
Crazy. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Don't you think it's weird that you guys have a child, but neither of you are a woman?
No.
You don't think that's weird?
No.
So you had a surrogate? You paid a woman $50,000 to be pregnant?
Who are you?
And build an
dude?
emotional
Fuck
connection
off.
to a baby?
I'm gonna fucking kick your ass.
Hey, don't take my mic, dude.
Fuck you.
I'm actually concerned for your baby's safety.
I'm concerned for you.
We are asking you to leave. Guess what? You guys are together. You all deserve to be killed for doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Killed.
Boom, 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 boom. You all deserve to be shot in the fucking head.
Wow. I mean, every single time I watch that, it's like I'm watching it for the first time, because I still can't believe that we were there in person. And the fact that they could hit you 3 times to the back of the head, cause that type of damage, who knows, for other people, they might have not been able to take the blow very well to the back of the head, and it could have caused a lot of harm to them, Ryley. You're incredibly lucky that you're able to walk out of there okay, relatively. I mean, we know you today. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still some residual damage, right? But I would have to say, with that situation in West Hollywood, the fact that they had a baby in the stroller at 10 p.m. at night around all these gay bars, and there was other children too. Shouldn't these people be prosecuted by that same DA that dropped the charges for the people that assaulted you?
I don't think there were other kids there.
No, there was. Remember over by the AIDS van? Nathan saw a mom and her little daughter were walking the street, and Nathan was extremely mad about it because the mom was explaining gay terms like, I don't want to say it to get demonetized off of YouTube, but they were saying these terms to the little kid, and the little kid had no idea what the mom was talking about. I mean, it's just disgusting. I mean, I know you didn't see it because you were dealing with that bigger guy at the AIDS van. Pause. You were debating him. But
Yes.
Ryley, what do you think should be the penalty for people putting their children through this? What would a Governor Ryley Niemi do in California to somebody who abuses children like this?
I have active lawfare going on.
That's a good answer.
I'm not going to give my enemy bullets.
That's a good answer. Hey, someone's got to be a journalist of some type, you know? Most people wouldn't even ask that question. But Ryley, diving into more of your personal life, I saw this old clip of you the other day where you were at AmFest getting interviewed by this random interviewee person that was a lady, and you look so young, you look so jovial, you look so naive in the political world. It was probably before you started getting hit every occasion that you went out in public, essentially. What was your thoughts going back? When was the first big time you went to one of these political conventions? What did you think you were getting yourself into?
I kind of knew.
You knew?
I knew.
How'd you know? Do you talk to anybody else that gets hit all the time like you, or
No.
you just assumed?
I just know. I've watched Steven Crowder since I was in 6th grade doing campus debates.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so what is one of the things that has really changed you from somebody on campus? Has anybody been able to change your mind?
See, it says prove me wrong, right? The sign says, abortion is a murder, prove me wrong. And the thing is oh, so there's a possibility. Well, actually, no. If I have a sign that says 2 + 2 = 4, prove me wrong, they can't prove me wrong. College students come up all the time and they say, what can I say to you, conservative, to actually prove you wrong? What are the words that I can say to prove you wrong? And I'm like, well, you can't. And see, so you must have some mental problem if you can't be told how you're wrong. And I'm like, well, no. If somebody claims that 2 + 2 = 4, are you able to prove that they're wrong? And they're like, well, actually, yeah, you could. I'm like, bro. The students on these campuses are some of the most disingenuous people. They have such terrible personalities, and they use the most terrible manipulation tactics mid-debate. They'll say something, I'll respond to it, and they'll say, when did I ever ask about that? They're just terrible people. A lot of them are just terrible people that have terrible socializing skills. Not even with oh, I'm a conservative, they hate me, but I can tell even with their friend groups, they're just terrible people.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. You're very pragmatic when you debate, and this is really the first interview that you've been able to do with somebody explaining your reasoning, right? Because you saw CNN threw out a bunch of hit pieces at you. Yeah, Ryley's Reason, which, by the way, people need to check out, right, on your Instagram channel.
Yeah.
But I think this is really the first time that you've been able to explain your reasoning in a way that's more eloquent on a longer form, because so many people have just constantly been berating and attacking you for your methods. And your methods are pretty common sense, right? You don't want trans people taking over the country. You want immigration
No.
actually.
You added too much on that, bud. You added too much on that. You said, "Oh, Riley, you don't want trans people taking over the country." No. I don't want trans people.
Yes. So Riley, going into that issue, you said that trans people shouldn't exist at all. How about any illegal immigrants that came in? Is there no exceptions, no toleration at all?
No exceptions. Because if you make it, okay, here's the thing with illegal immigrants. If you're like, "Oh, we're going to be nice and allow the kids to stay," it's like, well, at what age? Are you going to allow a 10-year-old, an 11-year-old, 12, 13, jump it up 16 years old? 17? Is that still a child, an innocent little child who doesn't know what's going on at 17? At what age do we cut it off? Well, we can't really accurately make that decision. So let's just have a zero tolerance policy. Because some people will say, "Oh, well, my kid's 7 and that 6-year-old was allowed to stay, so that's what will happen if we put a number on which illegal immigrants we allow, or sorry, if we put an age minimum on who we deport from the country, you're going to have all these people getting so mad and lying about their kids' birthdays and stuff to try to counteract it. It just needs to be a zero tolerance, all illegal immigrants. Because at what age are they an innocent little kid? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whatever you set it at, you're going to cause issues. Just deport them all.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're debating the issue of immigration, which I've been out with you a lot at these debates, a lot of times it tends to be a minority that's coming up, and it's like they're arguing from their own self-interest. Like they're the little minority child that crossed over the border. Like they're telling a personal testimony, yet they're just like you and me. They have no actual like experience of it. So
yeah,
no, it's crazy. It's like they all act like this tribe together. Like they all act like that if one brown person came over the border, then that's me coming over the border.
And now the governor of California is going to be Mexican. People say, "Oh, no, it's not an invasion." Really? Your king is now going to be a Mexican, Javier Bacareca, whatever his name is. I don't care.
Xavier Baccaria.
Your king is now a Mexican. The people of California are Mexican. You have Mexicans burning down cars and riots in the street because we're trying to fight back against them. Not only has California been invaded by illegal immigrants, we have successfully been invaded. The governor is not going to be a Mexican guy. The citizens are mainly Mexicans. The Mexicans are burning down cars in the street for protests because they're trying to get kicked out. California has been successfully conquered by the Mexicans. It's no longer an attempt. It's been successful. They have conquered us.
You can't even go to a Home Depot on a Tuesday without seeing a lowrider car show out front with all these Mexicans there, right? I mean, it's truly insane. And that's a real story, Riley, in Irvine. Like there's a Home Depot. It's just filled of Mexicans. There's all these lowrider cars in the parking lot, all these lowrider trucks. And man, it's just not an enjoyable experience to go outside in California anymore. I mean, I feel bad for anybody that lives out there permanently, but
Irvine's one of the richest cities.
They've even taken that over. Apparently, I know it's bad, but they might need a good Caucasian savior out there, and if there's somebody that has to do it, it might be you, Riley. But
Gavin Newsom.
Well. So, are you voting Gavin Newsom in 2028?
Nah, 2026.
How are you voting Gavin Newsom?
I got like a contract, like $10, $20 million to play ball for the college, You seen that video, right?
Yeah. Bro, it's
crazy.
I
on scholarship, bro. I rejected it.
Bro, it's crazy how all these...
I'm tired, okay? I'm tired, so I'm kind of out of it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But Riley, going back to that transgender issue, you said transgender shouldn't even exist. In my book, they don't even exist, but that's kind of a gay point, because these people do exist, sadly. But if it were our pick, what would we do with these transgender people? And we have an interesting clip to show everybody of a kind of go-to guide of how you deal with a transgender person in the wild.
Well,
Sir, what do we think of Nick Fuentes?
My pronouns are she, hers.
Sir, what do we think of Nick Fuentes?
She or hers means I'm a woman. Every
Does.
time you say sir is a felony in the United States of America, California,
It's
where
not
we
a
live.
felony.
It is. You need to look it up.
It's
You need
not
to
a
read.
felony.
It literally is. You need
So
to
I
read.
have to issue
Have
her
it read
pronouns?
to you. Find
That's a
someone who
felony?
can. Find someone who can read
That's
what
a
that
felony.
means. It actually is.
Sir, that is not a felony. Not a felony, sir.
You're wrong and dangerous, dangerous wrong.
Why is it dangerous?
Get this wrong. Pronoun abuse in the drawing, stupid. In your career, whatever the fuck you think you are.
Thank you, sir. We love the support from the trans community.
That last support.
What? Sir, we can't hear you.
Have a nice day, sir. Felony one. Anybody else want to commit a serious hate crime?
Call the cops then, sir.
California.
911.
California. You can never be doing what you're doing at all.
Then do it. Call the cops then if it's a
California,
felony.
You love stupid.
We misgendered him.
So what I was saying before, Riley, is that was a little go-to guide of how everybody should treat these transgender people. But yeah, what is your feeling on the transgender community? And I think we could see from there, wasn't too very happy.
I mean, look, like they need to be illegal. It needs to be illegal to be transgender. Kids can't be seeing that in public, and they should be given a certain amount of time to fix whatever they got going on. And after that certain amount of time is up, like a set date, January 1st, 2028, no more transgender. You go to jail. And before that, they might have like a year to fix themselves. Like, honestly, I just don't care. I just don't care anymore.
A lot of people say you don't have grace and empathy, but I think that's pretty empathetic. You're even giving them time to change themselves back. Transition.
I'll give them like a year.
You'll give them a year and then it's just martial law.
Yeah, no, actually. Yeah.
I mean, that's how it has to be with these people. They just all seem to be mentally ill, especially that one right there. You went up and tried to have a conversation. You were asking nothing about transgender anything. You weren't committing a hate crime. And
I was asking her what she thinks of Nick Fuentes. Okay.
And then it all went downhill. Do you even think that transgender person, that's how tribalistic these people are because they're so low IQ? Do you think that person just saw the red power tie and then immediately had like a low IQ pattern recognition where it was like red equals bad, red equals enemy. He's trying to get me for being trans.
No, so that actually happens a lot. On college campuses, students will see me in my suit and the red tie and look like, screw you, go back to your yacht, you 1% mother effer. And I'm like, I just dress nice. You're the one who's dressed in pajamas, dude. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I'm the one I just dress nice, okay? I'm not a billionaire yet, okay? Yet. I'm not right now.
I mean, they all hate white excellence. That was something that I saw the other day is a lot of people are saying and telling white people, well, nobody's telling you that white culture is bad. Nobody's telling you that white culture is being ended. Yet every time you go to these college campuses, Riley, what do they tell you? Like, what do they tell you about hating on the white culture?
Well, first of all, these liberals claim that white people have no culture. And what they don't realize is that actually we do. And it's so good that it's the default option for how to live life. And so because it's the default option here in America and the rest of the world, people think, oh, we're not cultured. No. We're not cultured. That's because we are the culture. That's what they don't realize. We're the default option.
How could we not be the culture when we invented 99% of the things worldwide?
Dude, everything everybody does in America, everybody thinks, oh, you're not cultured. You know, Hispanics, they have their dancing and they do the salsa dance and they have their food and they put spices in it. Do you have spices in England? Do you? You needed to steal it from people in India. And then the Mexicans actually learned how to use it. Whatever gay stuff like that. And like, they're like, oh, you don't have culture. Oh, you white people are bland. No. We are the default culture. That's how good our culture is. We're the default option. That's how good it is. That's how good it is.
Mm-hmm. Hey, more people need to have the courage to say that, especially on our side, because I was doing a TikTok live last night. There were so many white men that joined the live, and they were apologizing for black people, like apologizing for the misfortunes of black people. Like, imagine you were sitting in your bed at 10 p.m. at night. And you're like, let me join this Instagram live, and I'm going to go apologize for
I am
black
so
people.
sorry that I altered your life. If my ancestors never brought you here, you would be happy in Ethiopia right now, in Nigeria, living in a slum. I'm so sorry that I took that away from you. Your 10th cousins living in Nigeria have it so much better than you. I'm sorry that my white ancestors took that from you. My white ancestors, because of what they did to your black ancestors, are the reason why you're not living in a wonderful slum in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's essentially what they act like, bro. And I'm just like, these people, like the white men, the liberal men that try to act tough too, are so cringe. Like they're woke, they're gay, they're restarted. We all know this. And that's literally what I had to listen to for 2 hours last night. And what you have to listen to so much on these campuses, it's unbelievable. And we really do need someone to come in and save the white race again. And so I'm glad you're doing your part on these campuses, man, because I've seen you at San Bernardino. I've seen you at Riverside. I've seen you at a lot of minority majority places. And man, it feels like the jungle.
Notice how you said minority and majority? We are the minority now.
Sadly, I know it's crazy to think like I was talking about those specific areas, but then anywhere else you go in the country, like let's say you're anywhere in the country, we live in a country full of foreigners, people that are not preserving this culture. In fact, they're ruining it. You can't go into any major city without the urban society around you crumbling and falling apart. It's horrible. Like I was driving through Los Angeles and it feels like worse than Mexico. You know why? Because it's not just Mexicans that live in LA, but it's also blacks. It's also liberals. It's also other criminals, other minorities. And it's not a melting pot. It's a melting pot full of shit, essentially.
No, it's like people try to say America's like a melting pot. And I somewhat agree, but I think the difference is that it's hot fryer oil with water. Sure, you can mix them together, but
it's just a mess. You're just getting stuff popping all over the place.
It's not a melting. America's not a melting pot. America is more comparable to putting water in a frying basket. That's hot. So
yeah,
I don't know if you know what happens when you do that, but
turns into World War III in there. Yeah.
That's that.
And I mean, look at our streets, look at our cities, look at all the women that are getting taken advantage of because of these minorities that have came into the cities and just treated them like trash, treated our beautiful, amazing Caucasian women, other women in the country as well. Not even just white women, right? Because it's a free for all. It's a game. It's a jungle out here. And, it's really interesting. I thought it was really interesting. I'm surprised they haven't changed the name of this in California, that they call it a jungle primary out there. I'm surprised, if they didn't reform that, because there tends to be a lot of Mexicans and black people running for the governor's position, like 60 of them. And then they haven't changed it from calling it a jungle primary yet. I'm surprised,
they'll cancel it soon. They'll cancel it soon.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. They'll call it the trans visibility primary election of California or something. But no, it's just genuinely insane. I could say that the whole entire thing talking about these people, and I'm sure you could on these campuses, but you're more eloquent than me when debating stupidity.
No, I know.
Okay. All right. Look, there was a place for humbleness there, and then you really hit me with that. But we have to we have to get into this next incident, and I was there with you in person, relatively close. Okay, I will
Yeah,
admit.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
look,
We'll
for
talk about that in a second. Play the clip. We'll talk about this in a second.
yeah, we'll play the clip first,
Okay.
and then we will talk about it. The brightest doctors and engineers there were yelling at you, Ryley, but yeah, you got some paint or a toxic substance dumped on you about a week ago. Your eye holding up well?
Yeah, it still hurts a little bit blurry. Not as much as before. It's getting better and better as the days go by. But basically, that video right there, they jumped on me out of nowhere. I never spoke to that man. By the way, it's a man, not a woman. And I chased him down. He ran out of breath within like 30 seconds or a minute. It was funny. It was comedic. And he just starts walking around, and I start walking next to him. And some fat lesbian girl's just screaming like, "Let her go! Stop chasing her! What are you doing?" And she's walking over. She's walking over to us, right? And eventually, I chased him down into the woods. I'm on the phone with the cops. I'm giving them call outs. I'm giving them coordinates, right? And we go up out of the woods. There's a cop car there. And then he turns around. He freaks out. I wait to the cops. I'm like, "Look, this guy, he's running away." And I go to chase after him because I realized that the cops were too slow. One of them was a woman. But the cops were too slow.
A liberal woman. I remember. She was horrible.
Yeah. And basically, the cops were too slow. So I start chasing after him. The fat lesbian girl finally gets her way over there. She's walking like this. And she finally gets her way over there. She grabs me like this by the collar and the shirt like this and just will not let go. And there's cops like 100 feet away. I'm not going to start hitting her because what will that look like from their perspective? All right, so basically, the fat lesbian girl is holding me by my collar like this, and she won't let me go. She's holding on me like this, and the cops are like, "Let go of her!" And she's like, "No, he's chasing my friend." And basically, she stops me. The tranny gets away. And the cops don't chase after him because, they're like, they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to do all the paperwork. And, yeah, the tranny that got away. And so basically I'm there with the cops, and the cops are like, no, we got to get a fire truck here. And I'm like, no, I need to go back to my equipment. I don't know if my guys are watching it. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they're on a phone call. Don't know. But basically, They made me wait there and get a fire truck to flush my eye out. I had to hold my eye open all sorts of ways. The ambulances were starstruck. They actually DM'd me on Instagram. And basically,
what did they say to you, Ryley?
Well, they said, what made him get so mad? What did the sign say? And I'm like, trans women are men, and then also transgenders are violent. And he goes, based.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but basically, I go to call, right? I'm trying to call the other guy that was with us, and then he's not answering the phone because he's actually defending off liberals, like trying to get them to not touch the equipment. And I'm spam calling Carson. And I text him, I'm like, answer the phone. He calls me back, and I'm like, "Carson, are you at the equipment?" And he's like, "No, bro, I'm busy. I'm on the phone." I'm like, "Why are you on the phone? It's been 30 minutes. Like, you're not watching the equipment?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Bro, I just had paint thrown on me. I'm like, there's a fire truck right now. There's an EMT putting saline syringes in my eye." And he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he walks over. He wasn't there the whole time. For 30 minutes, Carson didn't notice my table was covered in black paint.
I mean, to my defense, we had to make some phone calls. We had to, get some business done. But I will say, Ryley, I didn't hear the crowd. Surprisingly, with those black females, they tend to be very loud. You could hear them from miles away. I just couldn't hear them. I thought that they were going to be yelling. I mean, they did on the video. I mean, you heard them essentially chimping out at you, but they were just yelling so loud at you. They were yelling, "F you, get off our campus," blah, 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 which, by the way, a lot of them were minorities. A lot of them looked like they were shipped in, and they're yelling at us to get off their campus. Like, what
Yeah.
gives them the right that that's their campus? This is our land, by the way, that we conquered.
We won it. We did. We did.
And there was that Asian guy. There was an Asian guy. I don't know if you'll release the clip where he was shaking. There was this guy with long hair, looked like a girl, but, you know, not even close to any of the good features of women. And so he was just standing there shaking like this, yelling at Ryley, like going berserk.
Oh!
Yeah. You remember him?
I have that footage.
Yeah, you got to release that.
He was like, the Trump administration, like, Palestine, my family died, and they're... And I'm like, you're like Chinese, dude. What do you mean your family in Palestine? Like, what?
Yeah, like, it made no sense. Yeah, it was this Asian guy who probably was from, like, a northern state in the U.S., but his parents were probably shipped in. And he's like shaking about Palestine and all these brown people getting, you know, off in the Middle East and how it makes him so mad. And he's at this beautiful campus in Santa Cruz where he gets to go outside of a class and look at the ocean every day. And he's talking about how he went through all this oppression and all this. And then he wants to lecture us about getting off his campus. It's like, no, buddy, you should be deported even if you're legal back to some Asian country. But that guy was just totally wacko. Ryley, you there? I know you're doing the freeze thing again. Oh, no. Okay, you're back.
I'm not.
They won't see the freeze part in this episode, but Ryley, we were having some connection issues, decided it was funny that he would just freeze up like he was still frozen and we didn't even know. But Ryley, I think the big thing that we have to talk about was how you were doing it was with the CNN interview of how you had to deal with the type of abuse that the corporate media puts you through, where you got to see a live story in person of a situation happening to you personally, and then they switched up the narrative completely and destroyed the narrative to paint you as the enemy. For somebody that's a normie, that's watching politics, that doesn't really experience this type of slings and arrows directly at them, explain the feeling of what that feels like going through something like a corporate powerhouse like CNN putting you through the ringer.
Well, I mean, it's like there's no justice for them, and it's really annoying because, like, if they say MAGA rage-bait influencer in their title, it's, you can't exactly sue for libel because they're not making a hard claim, but it's also like defaming your name. And then also there's multiple articles where it's like MAGA influencer verbally attacks gay couple, ends in arrest. Oh, and then people go, oh, Ryley Niemi got arrested. That's what they read from the headline. That's what they're doing. So yeah. It's just really annoying because there's no justice. There's no way to fight back against them. They're a powerhouse. They're a powerhouse.
I mean, it's crazy. The slander even got to when we were at Santa Cruz. A bunch of those black women were yelling that you had a criminal record, yet it was because of, remember, they were yelling these insane things like claiming you're a felon because of what CNN put you through, showing off this gay couple. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
No, it was
I was
nuts.
trying to debate the people.
Like, imagine the safety if the cops didn't, like, escort out at all, which, by the way, they didn't want to. They really didn't want to. That if somebody in the crowd is starting to yell, oh, you're a felon because you did X, Y, and Z because of a CNN report, that could get you beaten, bruised, assaulted, killed in some circumstances. When you get these mobs of people together without any repercussions, it really can hurt. And you've had a huge amount of death threats, haven't you?
Oh yeah, at least 100. I've probably had 1,000 DMs that are like hate mail, and like every 1 in 10 is a death threat. So around 100 death threats.
No, it's crazy. There's a lot of people, even on the right, that don't want to rally behind you and support you because you may have
those homosexuals.
Yes.
We call those homosexuals.
Yes. I mean,
let me put it. The people who aren't rallying behind me find men attractive, okay? So it's women and gay people.
Yes, yes. No, I agree, Riley, because there's so many people on the right that aren't even surrounding themselves around you. They think they're trying to disavow you in some way. They're trying to move away from you. Yet behind the scenes, they think the exact same stuff as you do. Yet they sell themselves out at every turn on social media. Yep. It's really a bad problem within the conservative right, and I think you've seen a lot in person with some of this stuff. And going on these media appearances with some of these.
Carson.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Look, I think I've been pretty good in this interview, okay? But when you look at all of these other conservative creators, like, should I call some of them out? I think we might have to. There's the Cam Higbees of the world, for example, right? Where they're very, very soft on a lot of domestic issues, yet they'll talk about foreign issues all day. But then they won't support people like you, Riley, going out into the street. Maybe Cam has, I don't know. That was just an example.
Oh, look, I'll say this about the people who criticize what I do. They're like, oh, what you do is immoral and you're rage baiting. No. Rage bait. I'm going to put this real simple. Rage bait is when you say something to someone with the pure intent of enraging them. If you say, oh, you're fat. Oh, look at you. Oh, look at him, bro. Oh, like, when people do that type of stuff, you're purposely just trying to get them to rage, right? Pushing their buttons. If I tell a transgender, you are a man, and if they get enraged by that, well, that's on them. That's on them. That's their fault that they're enraging themselves because they're mentally ill. And the thing is all of these other conservative influencers who don't do what I do, and they sit around and they have a little podcast like Carson's Credo or something. I'm kidding. Carson, you do the same
The
stuff.
Common Cause. It's the Common Cause.
But basically, these conservative influencers who don't do what I do, they DM me and they say, oh, what you're doing is immoral. And I don't do that because I have personal convictions and I don't like to bother people like that and rage bait them. No. Just say it. Just say it. You're a coward. You're a coward.
They just don't have the balls.
They try to say, well, the reason I don't do what Ryley Niemi does is because I don't stoop down to that low of a moral level. No, bro, you're just a coward. That's not the real reason why. That's like a 350-pound guy going like, well, I'm actually a virgin, so I'm better than you guys. Like, no, bro, like you're yes, you are, but not for the right reasons, okay, bud? So, yeah, I mean that's the best way to put it. Like these people, they're jealous of my bravery, and they try to excuse their jealousness by claiming that they're more morally superior and they don't stoop down to my level.
Yeah, and it's insane that they even say that about you because you've been on multiple podcasts like the Whatever podcast, and you've been surrounded by these degenerate females, and you've had moral debates. You were there for 10 hours that day having a debate with these females. 11 hours. And you're able to deconstruct their arguments of degeneracy and all of these things that are destroying society, and they just won't come out and support you. I've seen no support from the right for you, Riley, on the content that you do, the impact that you're making. Yet I hear from so many common people when we are with you of the impact that you make on them. So I think it's a disgrace where the right's personally at. And I think, it's going to take people like you that are going to have to break through that glass ceiling to make that impact. But
we're going to break through the glass ceiling.
We just gotta, pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, don't we? Yeah. Yep. Not to sound like a restart, but
a feminist.
Feminist. Yeah. Wow. So going back to that Whatever podcast, right? With you talking to all those, we'll call them females, we'll call them, escorts essentially. What was your big message to them? Because a lot of people aren't going to watch that full debate. What did you talk about in there?
Well, I talked about abortion. I talked about...
Did you just call them out straight to their faces of what they are?
Yeah. Well, only one of them was an OnlyFans model.
Really?
Only one.
So I mean,
But
did you just tell
basically,
her?
like this, like I can't exactly summarize it. It's just difficult.
Yeah, I guess I
It
am
went on
asking
for
something
11.
about
It was the longest podcast in whatever history. 11 hours, 5 p.m. to 4 in the morning.
Jeez, that's just nuts.
And I
See-
woke up at 5 a.m. that day. So
brutal. See, more people need to start supporting you, Ryley. I think that's truthfully paramount. I think this year you'll start getting that recognition that you deserve, and hopefully there'll be more people will start getting onto your side of things when it comes to bringing you on to shows and doing stuff like this. Maybe like Tim Pool and some of those other big names will get you on there instead of just the common cause, right? But let's get into our last thing, though, that we have going, which is the CNN whole debacle. And I want to show the CNN clip of the gay couple with Anthony and David Volin, and then your clip that they only showed to about 100th of the people because it was only posted on Donnie O'Sullivan's account versus the other clip was posted on CNN. Let's play that right now.
Is this your guys' son or daughter? Or?
Son.
Awesome. And are you guys a couple?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool.
Anthony and David Volin were walking through West Hollywood with their 3-month-old son, Ante.
We've always felt safe here. That's why we live here. And 2 men walking down the street with a stroller has always been such a joy.
They were approached by a MAGA influencer who they say falsely claimed he worked for CNN.
So, have you ever heard about the statistics coming out that gay men are statistically much more likely to commit child molestation?
No.
You've never heard about that before?
Crazy. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
As soon as he asked the first question, we knew that they weren't with CNN, that this was something different.
Don't you think it's weird that you guys have a child, but neither of you are a woman?
No.
You don't think that's weird?
No.
In that instant, I realized that we were manipulated into having this interaction with someone who is exploiting us for viral content.
So you had a surrogate? You paid a woman $50,000 to be pregnant
Who are you?
and build an emotional connection to a baby? Hey, don't take my mic, dude.
The influencer was Ryley Niemi.
What makes somebody a woman?
Niemi specializes in rage bait.
Why are you chasing me and misgendering me?
I just have some questions.
This isn't about one specific content creator. This is about large platforms telling youthful audiences what works and not being held accountable.
Niemi says David Volin assaulted him. The Volins' lawyers say the couple was deliberately targeted with hate speech and that David Volin did what any father would do and protected his family.
We're so far from this culture of kindness that somehow that has to come back.
People need to extend grace to one another.
Yeah, kindness goes a long way.
But you can see just there, you saw how they're like, oh, Riley claimed that he was assaulted by them. And then they show him pushing me. It's a scarecrow argument. Here's the thing. If they never showed him attacking me at all, the viewers would wonder, wait, what did he do in attacking him? Like, what was the attack, right? And so because they showed him pushing me, at the same time they said, oh, Riley attacked him, then all of the viewers are going to go, oh, well, Riley just got pushed. He just got shoved. He didn't get a concussion because he got punched in the back of the head. He just got shoved. What a simple push. You know, just a simple push. Why is he so freaking out about this? That's what they do. CNN is propaganda. It's communist news network, and they push the gay agenda.
No, and it's crazy. They said, oh, they felt manipulated into having this conversation. One, you're in public, so you can talk to whoever you want. You could have just kept walking and we would have walked away from you. And 2, one of the people that we had there, I forgot that even in that moment, was wearing a Make America Christian Again hat. We were wearing merch that would signify none of that was even going on. And they could have walked away, and they're acting like they're the victim because they were so manipulated in public. It's a disgrace. And how they treated you, they put you through hell. It's sad. You know, the 2 people that I feel like have been put through the most hell under the last 4 years have been Donald Trump and Ryley Niemi, truthfully, in terms of just the stuff you've had to go through, man. It's just, it's crazy.
I think Jake Lang has it worse, or like Chud the Builder.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, okay, but with Jake, like, come on. Come on. Like, what do you expect to happen, right? This was an interaction that was completely avoidable. Jake is Jake is someone who utilizes these interactions to make his purpose, right? You just happen to fall into these things when you're just asking people questions.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, all you post on your page is liberals attacking you in rage bait. Is that what you do? Actually, no, I do debate. The reason why you only see the videos of people attacking me is because that's what goes viral. It's not my fault. It's the algorithm's fault. It's your guys' fault for giving that more viewer retention. So, like, I post debates. I post liberals attacking me. Look at it right now. 37,000 views on a video. That's a debate. Oh, a video where I get attacked. 3 million. That's not my fault. That's not my
are you
fault.
just supposed to not post that and just post all the stuff that doesn't get views?
Exactly. Yeah. So
I know. No, it's wild. Well, thank you very much, Ryley Niemi, for coming on to the Common Cause today. It was good to hear insights behind the scenes with you. This guy puts in so much work. He debates 40 hours a week. Ryley, thank you very much. And
thank you very much, Carson Carpenter. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good one, brother.
America is compromised. The mainstream media won't even touch certain topics. American churches are being bought out by Israel.
Israel-backed PR campaign targets 38 Arizona churches.
ICE is being attacked and assaulted in the streets.
Man arrested for throwing Molotov cocktails at federal facility in brazen anti-ICE attack.
College Republican vice presidents are being shot on college campuses.
Alabama's Ella Cook killed in Brown University shooting.
This is not an America I know and love, and isn't an America that I want to move into the future with. The American people have an era of grievance. This is your way to express it. We are the common cause, we are the common people, and we only put America first. America first! America first!